Divine morning, Masters. Let's prepare ourselves to go into the meditation. Request you to be seated in a comfortable position. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers, and close your eyes. And focus on your natural breath. Let's meditate for an hour. Till then, keep your eyes closed. If you get any thoughts, bring back your awareness to your natural breath. Slowly come back to your body's awareness and keep your both palms over your eyes for 10 seconds. And gently open your eyes. Anybody would like to share their experiences? So today we are having a host, a speaker from Sharan, India, and who will be talking on, the plant-based food. Welcome, Shalu, on this platform of inner and outer world.
Thank you so much.
So over to you to share your wisdom to us and the guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this platform to share a little bit of information and whatever little bit experience I have had in my life with all of you. I am super happy to be here with all of you today, this wonderful morning. And I would like to begin my screen share. I hope all of you can see my screen. Okay. So today we are going to talk about plant-based diet. But before I start speaking on the topic, I would like to share with all of you a little bit about myself, how I got into this lifestyle. I'm from Bangalore and I was running a very successful bakery business here. I had 3 bakeries in Bangalore and I was very happy professionally. I was living my dream of being a successful baker. Um, One day, my husband was not able to get out of bed because of extreme back pain. Even though I was very happy, I had everything that I wanted in life, I felt that nothing makes sense if I can't enjoy my success with my family. And he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis, which was giving him a lot of pain in his back, and he was not able to sit, stand, walk. Even going to the washroom had become difficult. The doctor said that there was no treatment for this disease anywhere in the world. So we just did not know what to do. We asked the doctor, what should we eat? What should we not eat? And the doctor said, you eat whatever you want to eat, just keep taking medicines. So the doctor prescribed a lot of steroids and a lot of painkillers to be had daily. Since we did not know what to do, we kept on taking the medicines. And after 2 years of taking those medicines, my husband also developed diabetes and hypertension at the age of 31. His blood sugar levels were 480. The doctor said anything can happen anytime. And that was the time when I was also expecting our first baby. So it was really a bad scenario. But since the doctors did not have any solution, I thought of, doing some research on the internet, and I started doing that. So when I started reading on the internet, I came to know that there are a few people in the world who have reversed this irreversible, so-called irreversible disease only with the help of a plant-based diet. So I thought of giving it a try, and I ordered the books of these few people. I started reading, I started researching, and we started applying few changes in the food that we were eating. So from pakka non-vegetarians who used to eat non-veg every day, we became people who just started eating vegan and plant-based foods and everything whole foods, nothing processed. And the moment we made those changes, we saw some amazing magical results. In 1 month, he was able to reverse his diabetes. He was able to reverse his hypertension. In 3 months, he was completely off all his painkillers and steroids, and he was not taking any medicines at all within 3 months. It was so magical. And in 1 year, he lost 30 kilos of his weight, and he was 110 kilos earlier. And as we saw these changes happening, my belief in this diet and this kind of a lifestyle became very, very strong. That's when I decided to just give away my bakery business, and I decided to study nutrition, and I decided to dedicate all my efforts and my life to this purpose, because I thought I want to be the person, who would help people be able to reverse their lifestyle diseases only with food and some work on the spirituality, meditation, lifestyle changes, because our health is in our own hands. And we realized this in a very hard way. We kept asking everyone what to do, but nobody had the answers. But now that I have experienced it, I've gone through that journey, I would like to share this with as many people as possible. So now I'm a nutritional consultant at Sharan. Sharan stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature. It was founded by Dr. Nandita Shah around 15 years ago, who is also the recipient of the Nari Shakti Puraskar by the President of India because of her work in the field of health and nutrition. And I have been very lucky to learn from her whatever she has experienced as a doctor, as a health coach. So I would like to share a few highlights of my learnings that I've had over the past few years. I hope you will get some useful information. Even though we've had a lot of wonderful sessions on plant-based eating, I would just like to add my part to it. So beginning my screen share now. And I want all of you, if you can, interact while we are doing the presentation. If you can type in the chat or if you would like to say something. So if you look at these images, what is the difference between conventional diet and healthy diet? Let us have a look at what is a conventional diet, the conventional food, the normal food that generally Indians eat. When we wake up in the morning, we have either tea or coffee with some biscuits or some rusk and something crunchy to eat with the tea, right? Breakfast, if you're North Indian, you'll generally have a paratha with some curd. Or if you're South Indian, you'll have idli, dosa, or vada, right? And then when we have a breakfast, we also accompany it with either tea, coffee, or children are given some kind of a milk drink like Bonvita or Horlicks or something like that. And for lunch, we generally, North Indians will like to have rice with some dal and some fried vegetables. Or if it's a special occasion, then we have rice with a fish curry or a chicken curry. And even the South Indian food is similar. Instead of dal, sambar is consumed. Then for evening snacks, again tea with some namkeens or some samosas or some, some fried bhajis. And then dinner generally is either roti or rice with some gravies. And of course, we Indians love to end all our meals with some desserts, right? Most of the desserts are either made with khoya or with milk, right? So this is the general food that we eat. But what is this food doing to us? As a species, what do you think? Are we getting healthy or are we getting sick? As time is passing, what are we doing? Are we able to get lesser diseases with the food that we are eating, or are we getting more diseases? Let us have a look at this. India is home to nearly 40% of the world's heart failure patients. Over 10 lakh new cancer cases detected every year. So if someone can help me read the chat, do we have any message in the chat? Any answers?
Right now, I can't see any messages or.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
Yeah, you can proceed.
So we see these news a lot of times in newspapers that India is the diabetes capital of the world. India has the second largest rate of heart disease in the world, and India is the third largest country in obesity. Isn't that very scary? There are so many obese children in the world, and more the numbers are increasing. It's so sad that childhood cancer care centers are now seen in most cities. Like when we were kids, we never saw the cancer care centers, at least not for kids, right? Hypertension is rising among teenage kids. And then there's depression, there's anxiety, there's stress, which is also increasing. So that means definitely something somewhere is wrong in the kind of food that we are eating. Because these household diseases have become, these lifestyle diseases have become a household name now, right? So what is our protection from these diseases? What will protect us from this disease? I want all of you to answer it in the chat box. Is it health insurance? 1. 2 is regular testing. Number 3 is taking pills or supplements or medicines. Number 4 is taking vaccines, or none of the above, or all of the above. Just write the answers in the chat, and if Anita, if you can help me with that.
Yeah, so we have got from Soumya. healthy diet as per her?
Yes. No, is there any answer on the screen? What is the answer from the options that you see here? Can health insurance protect us from diseases? Can testing protect us? Can pills protect us? Can vaccines protect us? Do we need all of these things to protect us, or none of the above?
Yes, so majority of them have answered none of the above.
Correct. Because see, health insurance can protect you with regards to money. Testing will tell you if you have the disease or not, but it cannot protect you. Pills will be able to subdue the symptoms of the diseases, but they cannot prevent the diseases. And vaccines, we don't know how effective they are, right? So none of the above can give us protection, but the only thing that can protect us is to find the root cause of the disease and then eliminate it. That is the only protection that we have. It's really important that we take our health in our own hands now instead of depending on external things like medicines or testing or insurance, right? So are we all ready to take our health in our own hands? I want to hear a yes from everyone. Are we all ready to do this? I know you've taken your first steps just by signing up for this session, just by joining today, because you could be doing anything else in the world. You could be gossiping, you could be watching Netflix, you could be doing anything, but you decided to come for this session and attend it to its full. So that means you're already on the right path. But are we ready to take our health in our hands? Yes? Do we have some yeses in the chat?
Yes, plenty of yes. They all are very excited for this session. Yes.
Great, great. All right. So how do we do that? How do we take our health in our own hands? So Sharan has a 5-point plan, which is very, very simple and easy to follow. I've been following it for the past 4 years now. I have two kids. My son is 7, my daughter is 5. All 4 of us eat the same kind of food. And you'll not believe the overall health of my family has never been better, touch wood. And I have not seen a pediatrician. People ask me, who's your pediatrician? And I don't know who my pediatrician is because I haven't seen a pediatrician since so long. So this is a 5-point plan which says eat everything plant-based, eat everything whole, eat everything organic, and then there are just 2 vitamins, vitamin B12 and D, which we can't get enough from our food, no matter what kind of food we eat. Even if we eat non-vegetarian, vegetarian, any food, we can't get enough of B12 and D only from food. So it's important that we check the levels of these 2 vitamins once every year and supplement if necessary. So let us have a detailed look at the 5-point plan. So what does plant-based mean? You see the wonderful colors. It's so tempting. It's so, we are instinctually attracted to the different colors of the rainbow. Humans are the creatures who can see all the different colors of the rainbow. Not all animals can do that. So there must be a reason why we can see the different colors. Maybe because Mother Nature designed it in a way that we are supposed to eat all the different colors of the rainbow, because these different colors have different phytonutrients which help us boost our immunity. And like all mothers, Mother Nature has also planned everything very intricately, very perfectly for us. We just have to listen to our mother. We don't have to be naughty kids anymore who don't listen to their parents. We just have to start listening to Mother Nature, start listening to her plan and just follow it, and we will be on the optimum path to health. So if you go to an orchard or a farm and you see apples and oranges hanging from trees, what do you feel like doing? We just want to plug them, bite into them, and just enjoy them raw in the natural form, right? We are instinctually attracted to fruits and vegetables. But when you see a chicken walking on grass or a goat passing by, do you feel like jumping on it and just biting into it and eating it raw? No, we don't feel like doing that. Maybe a tiger or a lion would feel that because it's instinctual for them. So when we have to eat non-veg, we have to first cook it. We have to add all the different beautiful plant-based spices and herbs into it to make it edible, right? If we eat raw meat, then it has a lot of bacteria which can make us sick. So we don't eat it in the natural form. We have to modify it, process it, and then only we can eat it. Instinctually, we are not attracted to it. So when we start following our instincts, we'll never make the wrong choices. We just have to follow our instincts like all the other animals in nature. They eat according to their instincts. And maybe that's the reason why humans are one of the unhealthiest species on the planet, because we've stopped following our instincts. We can see all the colors of the rainbow, so we are supposed to eat them. We eat several times in a day, like herbivores, instead of carnivores who just need to eat once or twice in a week. There's a lot of fiber in plant-based food. And fiber is so important for us. Fiber cleans our body from inside. Fiber keeps us fuller for a longer period of time. So we get more satisfaction out of less amount of food, and we don't feel like eating again and again. So it keeps our weight in check, and it also makes sure that we don't feel lethargic and energyless. There's absolutely no cholesterol in plant-based foods. None of the plant-based foods have any cholesterol, not even cashews, because cholesterol is made only by animals in their liver. So we also make cholesterol in our liver as much as our body needs. But when we eat the body parts of other animals, then we get extra cholesterol. And that is when our cholesterol levels start to rise. It is full of vitamins. Plant-based foods have a lot of vitamins and a lot of minerals. And we need these vitamins for our immunity, for our functioning of the body. And then plant-based foods is, of course, they're easily available wherever you go. Even if you go on top of a mountain, you will be able to find some fruit shop or, some vegetables somewhere. It's not easy to find processed food or non-veg food ready to eat at all the different kinds of places, but plant-based food very easily available. It can be eaten raw. Even if you can't cook it, you can eat a raw tomato, you can eat a raw for example a cucumber, or you can eat even raw corn. You can eat anything, you'll be able to digest it. But if you eat raw meat, you can't. And when we talk about salads, when we are talking about vegetables and fruits, salads are the easiest and the fastest and the quickest meals that you can have. So anywhere you go, you can just make a bowl of salads. You can make a fruit salad, if not a vegetable salad, and you can just have it. It's so convenient. You can add vegetables, greens, sprouts, tofu, nuts and seeds for the crunch. You can add microgreens to your salads. You can also add chickpeas, curds, homemade dressings, salad dressings. By curds, I mean plant-based curds, either peanut curd or cashew curd. And then dates or date paste if you want it to be sweet. Then roasted peanuts can be added for the crunch. And then grated coconut for the healthy fats that coconuts have. So all these can be added: lemon juice, raisins, spices, fermented vegetables, different plant-based herbs can be added, and salt, of course, can be added to the salads to make them more interesting, because sometimes we feel that salads are too boring. So if you add a variety of things to make your salads interesting, you will be having a new and a different salad every day, and you'll enjoy it every day, and every bite will be so delicious. So if you look at these celebrities, these sports people, they are the best in the world. They're the best in their sport. And they are all plant-based. They are all vegans. Their protein requirement would be so much more than us. We are worried about our protein. We think that if we don't have a non-vegetarian food or animal products, how will we get our protein? But if you look at these people, they are so active, they're working so hard physically. Their protein requirement must be way beyond what we need, right? If they can meet their protein requirement by plant-based foods, then there's no reason why we need to eat somebody else too for our protein, right? So I would just like to share a video with all of you.
How did it change you? So in the World Cup just now that we played, every game my energy was 120%. And my recovery was so fast, I could, we traveled the next day after every game, after a full hectic game, my average distance covered in a game was 15 kilometers. And I would just come back, do my recovery treatments, travel the next day to another place. And as soon as we reached there, I was ready to train again. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I have so much energy. I can do gym sessions in between. I can do 10 games in such a short span of time, with each game at high intensity. And I never experienced anything like that before. I had no stiffness in my body. I had no niggles. I had no problems in recovering, no stomach issues, nothing at all. And I was off dairy as well, raw dairy and meat. And I was like, this is unbelievable. I could never imagine that changing my diet would help me in such a massive way.
So that is the power of food that we are talking about. Even in sports, even if we are going to gyms and doing a lot of workout, it really, really helps. So what are the replacements? Because we are so used to eating dairy, the replacements are, you can replace curd rice with normal brown rice. The normal white rice can be replaced with brown rice, and the curd can be replaced with either peanut curd or cashew curd. Then the tea with fried snacks can be replaced with herbal tea with some oil-free khakras. Milkshakes can be replaced with date, nut, and seed shakes. Ice creams can be replaced with fruit ice creams that you can make at home very easily. So that was about plant-based. Now, what about whole foods? So what are whole foods? Whole foods are foods which haven't been processed or refined, where the fiber has not been removed, and when we have all the foods in their natural form, the way Mother Nature have designed them, not by making a flour out of it, by removing the skin of it. So that means that we don't remove the skin of our fruits and vegetables also where it is possible to eat it. For example, cucumber, radish, carrot, beetroot, we don't remove the skin of it. We have it with the skin on, because most of the nutrition lies just under the skin. So when we remove the skin, we are losing a lot of nutrition. That is why whole foods, when we eat, it is a lot higher in its nutritional value. Also, there's a lot of fiber because we are not removing any fiber. We are eating it with the skin. We get more satisfaction with lesser calories, so we never tend to gain weight. And it's very less addictive compared to processed foods or refined foods. For example, maida is much more addictive than whole wheat flour. White rice, you can eat a lot, but brown rice, you can't eat a lot. And then if you're having dals, if you have a whole masoor brown dal, then you have less compared to when you have the red masoor dal, where the skin has been removed. So automatically you will eat less. You don't even have to count your calories if you're eating whole foods. And it is something that we are supposed to eat because Mother Nature has designed it like that. And we are supposed to eat according to how Mother Nature has designed things, right? So that's why no peeling as far as possible, because we don't want to lose the nutrition or the fiber. And the replacements are also very, very easy and simple. For example, sugar, which is a highly refined and processed product, can be replaced with raisins, figs, apricots, or dates, which are whole foods and which have a lot of vitamin and mineral content and fiber. Oil or butter can be replaced with nut and seed butters or nut and seed powders or grated coconut. We can replace white rice with whole rice or millets. The refined flours can be replaced with whole flours or millet flours, and the normal dosa that we make with white rice can be replaced with a red rice dosa. French fries can be replaced with baked potato wedges because no oil is needed there. The normal white rice poha can be replaced with red rice poha. Upmas can be replaced with millet upmas. And normal rotis can be replaced with whole grain rotis. For example, ragi roti, bajra roti, jawar roti. The normal pulao can be replaced with a millet pulao. The chaats that we eat can be replaced with simple chaats made at home with chole or sweet potato or normal potatoes. And the traditional Indian sweets can be replaced with some date nut seed laddus or some chocolate balls made with dates, or carrot and beetroot halwa, where we don't use any milk coming from animals and where we don't use any sugar. So the replacements are very simple. We've covered plant-based and whole food. Now let's see what is organic. So humans are the only creatures who poison their own food and then they eat it. No other species does that, right? So that's why we recommend using only organic fruits and vegetables, even though they sound to be little expensive, but they are much less expensive. If we look at our hospital bills, the doctor's visits, the testing, the medicines, then it's not very expensive. So it's worth making the shift. Organic food is free of chemicals, pesticides, and chemicals are hormone disruptors. So it's very important to keep them away if we want to prevent hormonal diseases. They are grown according to nature's laws, so it's better for the environment, for the plants, and even for us. Very high nutritional value because they're not exposed to chemicals. And you will see that most seasonal and local food is organic, right? It's also good for the farmer's health. So organic is a win-win for everybody. It is saving the environment, it is saving us, it is saving the farmer, it's saving the planet, right? And then, of course, there are two vitamins, vitamin B12 and D. So vitamin B12 is made by bacteria. And because of our over-hygienic lifestyles, where we are killing all the bacteria, but we are also killing the good bacteria around us, which is really needed. Okay. So the deficiency of B12 is very, very common these days. It causes weakness, memory loss, nerve damage, etc. And supplementation is required if the levels are very low. So it's best to check the levels every year. But even if you take a lot of supplements for B12 and there's an excess, then it is flushed out from the system through urine. So you don't have to worry about excess B12. Okay. And vitamin D is something which is made when the skin is directly exposed to sunlight. Now, direct exposure to sunlight is very rare these days because we don't go out in the sun, we use sunscreens, or there's a lot of pollution, so we don't get direct sunlight. And that is why deficiency has become very, very common. It causes weakness, muscle pains, and loss of bone density. So calcium is not easily absorbed if your vitamin D is low. That's why important to check the levels and supplementation. But here we need to be careful because if we have excess vitamin D, it's toxic. It's more dangerous than a deficiency. So always do this under medical guidance, right? So that was the 5-point plan. And then there are two things that I would like to talk about. One is our exercise for physical fitness. It's really, really important. And most of the times we say that, there's no time to exercise. But we do have time for Facebook. We do have time for Instagram. We have time for WhatsApp, right? If we have time for social media, then we definitely have time for exercise. So if we really prioritize it, we will be able to do it. So just as much as possible, whichever form of exercise we enjoy, we must exercise every day. And then, since our mind is the most powerful medicine, meditate for the mental health and, for our spiritual health. It's really important. And I guess all of you are already on this path of spirituality, so I don't need to talk much about this. And along with the 5-point plan, exercise and meditation are two things that we need to add for optimum health. So let's be a hero from today onwards. Let's be a hero for our health, for our family's health, for the health of our friends, for the planet's health, and also for the poor animals who are tortured in the meat and dairy industry. We can be a hero just by stopping to eat them, just by stopping to pay for all the cruelty that happens there. So I urge all of you to be a hero along with me, join on this journey and be on this path as much as possible. Thank you so much. That was the end of the presentation, and I'm open for any questions that you have, and please share your feedback also.
Thank you so much, Shalu, for amazing session. I just wanted to ask about when you are saying about the supplements, then the supplements also to be from a plant-based or a veganism. So how we can find those, how
now it's easily available everywhere. Earlier we were not getting very easily, but now we do get it. So for vitamin B12, we generally take methi cobalt. That's one supplement that we take. And Univate is a company which has a lot of plant-based supplements for both
Okay.
B12 and vitamin D.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja. Any questions we have, please feel free to type in the chat.
Dhana?
Sorry.
Dhana, we can't hear you. Just remove your earphones.
Just remove your earphone and just talk from your computer mic.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Ma'am, I have a question. What is the first thing comes to the mind is the price budget when thinking about alternatives for dairy. For example, we think about almond milk, soya milk. So people will generally think about, okay, as compared to this, dairy will go for cheap. So they just get used to it. So how easy it is to switch to the plant-based dairy? I mean, it's not dairy, plant-based milk.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about what my experience was. When I initially turned vegan, I was looking for all the alternatives. I wanted an alternative for milk, I wanted for paneer, I wanted all the alternatives. Okay, and then I thought that, oh, it's so expensive, but I was so desperate for my husband's health that we were ready to spend that much. But if you don't have a disease and if you're not so desperate, then you don't want to spend so much, right? But now what has happened is I don't need milk for anything. Initially, when we were making the shift, then we needed an alternate for milk because we were having tea, we were having coffee, we were having ice creams. So I wanted to make everything. But as the time passes by, you feel that you don't need all these things. Any other animal in nature will not drink milk after a certain age. Only in childhood they drink milk, right? But we humans, we drink milk till we are 80, 90, 100,
Oh,
till we live. We don't need it at all. So you don't need to buy almond milk. I don't buy it anymore because it's not needed in my house. So for my kids, I give them either a green juice made with spinach or made with any locally available green leaves. And I add some apple to it to make it sweet. So it's delicious for them and they get more calcium than what they get from milk, right? Or I give them a green
super.
smoothie where I blend bananas with some green leaves so that they get more vitamins, more minerals than what they would get from milk without all the cholesterol, without all the saturated fat. Okay, and there's for paneer, you get tofu now very easily. You get organic tofu. There's a brand called Health on Plants, which sells organic tofu. It's very delicious. And like if you look in the long term, like if you're eating a whole food plant-based diet, then you're not eating sugar, then you're not eating oil, you're not buying any ghee, which is so expensive, you're not buying any butter, you're not buying any paneer, you're not buying any milk, you're not buying so many things which are so expensive. If you're non-vegetarian, you're not buying meat, which is so expensive, right? So you cut down all those costs and then you just spend on your fruits, your vegetables, and maybe a little bit of nuts. For your desserts, you need nuts to make some desserts, or if you want to make coconut butter or cashew butter for some kind of a treat, if you want to make, only then you need these substitutes. So if you compare it completely, and of course if you add the hospital bills and medicines and all those things, then it's much cheaper. And as we talk about reducing chemicals, we are also not buying any of those surf excel or Ariel and phenyls and all those chemicals. Also gradually, that it's a stepwise thing. So as all these things start going out of your life, the cost of living drastically comes down. So then you won't notice the cost of organic food or the cost of the substitutes.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll take a look. I'll put into the practice slowly.
And
Thank you so much.
If you soak 1 cup of cashews or almonds, you can make 4 liters of milk out of it. Okay, so that way it's not at all expensive if you're making it at home.
Super. Okay. Thanks.
Most welcome.
Patel ji.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Shalu, this was an excellent session.
Thank you.
You gave a lot of information, and I have my own experience to share for get off the I used to have a diabetes, and my diabetes was gone in 1 month
Wow.
after reading a book from Dr. Jason Fung. He's from Canada, and then my brother had diabetes for 20 years. He used to take 10, 15 pills every day. He used to do exercise every day for 6 days, hour, 2 hours, and he still did not make any difference in his health. But after I gave him that book, in 1 month, his diabetes was gone also.
Wow. That's amazing.
And right now he's eating only, he doesn't cook any food. He eats only raw food and vegetables and the fruits.
That's
And
amazing.
he has helped other 100 people get off the medicine.
Great. That's awesome. That's
Yes.
so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing
And
that.
and he's 85.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And you're talking about the raw corn. I love to eat raw corn. I eat like 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah,
It tastes
corn on the
so
cob
good.
is
Yeah.
the best thing that you can eat. It's like the
Yeah.
best. And as you stop eating the processed foods and sugar and all those things, your taste bud develop, and then they can taste the actual and the true flavors of fruits and vegetables in their raw form. So eventually you develop that taste.
Right.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that, and many
You're welcome.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So I have just one question for you. What are the more sources of protein
Sorry.
except more plant-based, just more plant-based protein sources beyond tofu and more wheat bone?
So see, basically, we have an unnecessary obsession with protein. Okay, because there is protein in everything. Every food that we eat has protein, and we always keep running after high protein foods. Okay, but that is actually not needed. See, those athletes also, they are getting everything from plant-based, so we can get everything from plant-based foods, right? But it's only because we tend to eat so much of protein that we have all these issues. Protein deficiency is not a big issue. A big issue is fiber deficiency, because that is what we lack these days. Have you heard anybody having a blood work and which says protein deficiency? I don't know anybody in my family who's ever had a protein deficiency. The protein deficiency cannot happen unless you starve yourself. Okay, if you're eating any kind of food, you will have enough protein, right? Now, when we have a very high protein food, then protein is broken down into acids. Our body is alkaline, right? So when we put in a lot of acidic food into our body, or acid making food into our body, then calcium needs to be leached out of our bones to convert that acid into alkaline level of our body, right? And maybe that is the reason why in countries where more meat is consumed or more dairy is consumed, there are more cases of arthritis and more cases of osteoporosis. And India is one of them. We are the highest producer of milk, right? And we have so much milk in our houses. All of us are used to having milk products in different forms all throughout the day. But still, every family has one arthritis patient at least, or somebody who's suffering from a loss of bone density, osteoporosis, right? So definitely there's something wrong. There's a connection between consuming more dairy and, having such issues. So we need to stop focusing more on protein. We need to start focusing on fiber. And if you talk about high protein foods, so see, green leaves are very high protein, dals are high protein, any beans like rajma, chole, they are high protein, soybeans, or different kinds of seasonal and local beans you get. So all those are very high protein. And if you are just having one handful of spinach every day, or any green leaves for that matter, that will take care of all the protein requirements.
Awesome. Because many people, when they switch over to the plant-based food, they have this main question, where they will get the protein if they have
Right.
stopped. So thank you so much for clearing us out this doubt. Thank you. Yeah.
So regarding protein, there's a documentary called The Game Changers. So that's worth watching. Actually, there are two documentaries which I really recommend. The first one is What the Health. It's there on YouTube, it's there on Netflix. And the second one is The Game Changers. So if you see these two documentaries, a lot of myths and doubts will be cleared.
Awesome.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we have issue.
Yeah, thank you. No, just I have one question. Is there any alternative for B12 vitamin? Because that vitamin we will get in only in non-med. It is not available in plant-based food. Just I want to know that one from your side.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just check what are the, which area are you from?
I'm staying in Bangalore right now.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just check the brand which is available, and I'll pass it on to either Anita or Kejal, and so that you can get it from them. Okay.
I also Googled it, but it will be available only on meat products and milk products. It will be not available like plant-based food. B12 vitamin is not available. Just I want to know from your side, like you will suggest.
No, Unived, just try the brand Unived. They have their plant-based B12. Okay, and I'll check for the other locally available brands also, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Also, what about the lacto-fermented food? Like, as we make at home also, some lacto-fermented, like without all the fresh pickles or just like of a kimchi or a sakra. And it is easy to make, and with the using of nutritive yeast, what we call, that is giving the add-on the flavor as well as the vitamin B12. So what is your opinion about it?
See, those are good sources of B12, but like if you have a deficiency, then I wouldn't recommend that you rely completely on these probiotic fermented foods. Then you definitely need to supplement till your levels are, normal. And then you keep eating the probiotic food so that your levels don't go down.
Okay, great.
Because it's not a good idea to be deficient for a very long period of time.
Yeah, true. So is there any other question from anyone?
Hello, Shalu. Welcome to PSSM. I'm so glad and happy to have you here. We really needed this. All of us really needed this, because we all know that we should not kill animals or we should not torture animals, but then how to do it in the most healthy way.
Right.
How to do it so that our health does not get affected in the process.
Right.
So we really needed this on the nutrition front, on the kinds of foods that we can have, what are the myths surrounding that. Thank you so much for coming here. And on behalf of the audience, I would like to ask you, how can we prepare probiotics without using the curd or anything of that sort? How do we prepare probiotics for the gut health?
Right. So I conduct a gut healing protocol session, and that's very popular. And there are people who come without any digestive issues, but they have other different kinds of issues, maybe joint pains or something. But when they attend that program and they start consuming probiotics and they start becoming aware of the importance of our gut health, they see benefits of diseases, because most of the diseases rise from the gut. So it's really important to take care of the gut in the first place, right? And how can we make probiotics? So there are if you're start with the simple things. Don't overwhelm yourself with all the difficult and very complicated recipes. So what are the most simple things, probiotics, that you can make? It's like maybe a simple cucumber or a carrot pickle. Like you just add salt and water. If you're taking a 1 glass of water, then you add 4 spoons of salt in it, 4 teaspoons. And then you just slice your vegetables. You just add it in that water and you let it be for 3 to 4 days, preferably in a warm place. And then after 4 days, the pickles are ready. Like your vegetables are pickled and they have the healthy bacteria in them. So that's the easiest thing that you can do. Then you can also make beetroot kanji, which traditionally we've had for, so many years. It's so delicious. It's a very nice, refreshing drink. Beetroot kanji is one thing. And then, of course, you can make peanut curd. So for peanut curd, like you just make a milk out of peanut. You just blend the peanuts with water. The milk will be ready. Then you just heat it. When it comes to a boil, you add some rice flour to it. So that will give it the dense texture. And then you just let it cool down. When it's warm, like lukewarm, then you add some chili tops, the chili stems, green chili stems, because they have the same bacteria which is needed to set the curds. You just add them on the top. And then in this, it takes the same amount of time like normal curds take to set. And your peanut curd will be ready. So with that, you can make chas, you can make curry chawal. It tastes delicious. Nobody can ever make out. Like I go for these retreats where I help the chefs make peanut curd and all. And the chefs are so surprised that, the curry, nobody can make out that the curry is not made with the regular curd and it's made with peanut curd because it's identical in taste. If you have the peanut curd like raw, then you will be able to make out the difference. But when you're making chas or raita or curry, then you can't make out the difference. So that's a very good option. And similarly, you can make cashew yogurt also. What else? Yeah, of course, kimchi, sauerkraut, these options are there.
Can you repeat the recipe for the peanut curd? Because I think I missed out the rice thing. What do you add? The rice?
So first you soak the peanuts. Okay, like how we make any plant-based milk. First you soak the nuts, then you blend it with water, then you strain it. Okay, so the milk is ready. Now for the curd to set, because peanut milk has a very peculiar peanutty flavor. So to mask that flavor and to give the curd a nice dense texture, we add some rice flour to it.
Rice flour, okay.
Rice flour, okay. And then you mix it nicely and then you just let it cool down a little bit. And then once it's lukewarm, you add your starter. What is the starter? The starter can be any previous curd that you have left over, or if you're making it for the first time, you can still use any curd starter that you have, but it shouldn't be like every day you're using the dairy curd for the starter. And you can also use the green chili ka upar ka stem. That stem, if you break and you add it to the peanut milk and rice mixture and you leave it to set, it will set like a normal curd.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So this is something which I've asked on behalf of the audience, because many do not know how to make a peanut curd. I have peanut curd every day. Wow. Like morning, evening, for lunch and dinner, even for, if I feel a little heat in my body, I have that chance, I have the buttermilk, I have everything. So it's just for, people who say that, oh, I'm so addicted to curd. What do I do for curd? So it's just that, then if they, I don't want them to miss it.
Yes. And you can make amazing curd rice with peanut curd.
Yes, of course. Wow, wonderful. So any other questions that you might have, you can ask her. And there's one question from Dhyana. He says that I feel good taste having steamed vegetables. Is it good to include in the diet?
Absolutely. There's nothing better than vegetables and fruits. So have as much as you want and have in any form that you enjoy, because you have to enjoy. You have to keep your soul happy also. It's really important to enjoy to make the journey sustainable. So it shouldn't sound like a punishment, you have to enjoy the process. So whatever you feel like eating, just listen to your body, follow your instincts. And of course, vegetables and fruits are the best.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
What do you suggest, the alternative for the ghee, like, for the taste. And we can use for making our sweets also. And like, because Indian families, they cannot be survived without ghee. So somewhere,
So
similar to that.
even I used to think, okay, I can't survive without ghee because I'm a Punjabi. So I've eaten
Okay.
ghee soaked parathas all my life. My mother has fed them to me all my life. And then on top of those ghee parathas, she used to put like a big dollop of white butter made at home.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
eaten that. And I thought, I cannot start my day without my parathas made in ghee. But, the moment I switched my thought, the moment I thought, no, I can do this, it just happened. Then it was effortless. So you just have to decide what is more important, the tongue or the health of the body. So you have to make that choice. And then when it comes to replacements, like so instead of ghee, I use coconut butter. It has a slightly coconut flavor, but it gives me the similar results. Like I can't make a tadka in coconut butter. It has a lot of fiber, so it will burn. I can't do that. But then what I do while making parathas, instead of adding it on top, I add the coconut butter in the dough. So then it gives that fatty flavor. Okay, so then I don't miss it. And then if you really want to indulge, now there is vegan ghee available, which smells the same, which tastes the same.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
opt for that. But I like to stay away from the packaged.
Yeah.
So, and I don't need it anymore. So after a while, you will not crave for it at all. You will crave, like right now, I haven't had my breakfast. What am I craving for? I'm not craving for parathas. I'm craving for the fresh organic mulberries that are kept because somebody sent it to me and I just can't wait to have them. So that's my craving right now. So gradually the cravings change.
Wow, that's so nice, Shalu. Thank you so much. And I just would like to add on for Shalu that, she has been awarded Top 99 Achievers of India Award in 2021 for her work in the field of nutrition for disease reversal and animal welfare. How amazing that is, and she's a certified holistic nutrition and health coach, and she studied nutrition at American Fitness Professionals Association. So also she loves she's an active animal and bird rescuer in Bangalore. She desires to spread the message of veganism as a means of helping animals and the environment. So thank you so much, Shalu, for today's session. We loved it. And definitely, if any queries, we will send it to you from the audience.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me.
Shalu, we would like to have your programs in the sense that, if you are conducting any programs in Sharan India or any online sessions, please do let us know so that we can forward to all of our viewers so that they can also join you and learn more about gut health, learn more about sustainable living, learn more about healthy foods, learn more about whole foods. What you said, what you gave the presentation was just a glimpse of it, and there's more deep knowledge to what you have to offer. So if you can inform us about your online sessions, we will be sending it to all over. I will also be joining, so all of us can join your classes and learn from you and apply it in our life and become healthy for ourselves, for animals, and for the environment. So it's all a win-win game for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. And we have to all do this together because, when we do the group energy and, everything works like magic. So we have to do this together and we are all a team now. So, we have to support each other in this. And we were talking about steamed vegetables. I have a steamed class coming up in case anybody wants to join. It's on 3rd of December, where I'm going to teach how to make nice dhoklas and baos and, even chokolava, which is steamed. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. So if any of you want, please join that.
My mouth is already watering, so I am going to go there. So I want everyone to come there if you really want to know about it. So your Shalu, I'm sure she'll be kind enough to send us all the data, in the sense the links or the registered links or whatever. please send it to us so that we can all join in your classes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Shalu.
Shalu.
Thank you so much for coming in. And you have become a part of our family now. You are a PSSM family member, and we love you for everything that you're doing for humanity, for animals, for our environment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all the participants for being